the Katt Williams interview. Let's talk about it. Dr. Erica R. Jones, MD, I'm a board certified family medicine physician, and I'm here as usual talking to you about health topics, right? So I'm going to jump straight into it. Y'all seem to like the YouTube shorts that I posted about Katt Williams touching on very important mental health topics in his latest interview with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay. If you haven't seen it, I want you to pay particular attention to certain stories that Katt Williams tells. And I want you to actually try and digest the interview from a standpoint about like this is an entertainer. I mean, one of the major comedians who has done big numbers for a long time, Katt Williams, is sitting on the couch with Shannon Sharpe, a huge retired NFL player, and they're discussing some very touchy topics. I think a lot of people have taken a stance where they're really only paying attention to Katt Williams kind of firing back at other comedians or responding back to other comedians. But I want you to change your perspective when you watch this interview and pay attention to some important things that are being mentioned. One of the major things out of the gate that Katt Williams talks about is alcoholism in Hollywood and entertainment. Alcohol use disorder affects so many people in the United States, and not a lot of people actually seek care for that. If you want to know the specific statistics, then I'm going to put that in the details below. And by the way, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and actually like this video. So outside of alcoholism in Hollywood, one of the other important topics that Katt Williams talked about is sexual assault. He mentions that he didn't want to play a part in a comedy where he was getting sexually assaulted. And that's a really triggering topic for a lot of people. So I don't know why someone in Hollywood or whoever wrote the script might have thought that it would have even been remotely funny to have a character go through something like that. So I really applaud Katt Williams for being able to just take a stand and say, hey, no, I don't want to participate in that. And I actually don't want to make light of that because I don't think anything about a man getting assaulted is funny. And we can make a much better comedy with excluding that. So I really applaud Katt Williams and how he, talked about just taking a stand. And it's important to know your purpose in life. It's important to know that there's just certain things that you will and will not do in regards to your work, in regards to your art. So I really, really applaud him for that. You know, another thing that I talked about in the short that I posted was that Katt Williams would, just talk about his childhood trauma. And really, there's a point in the interview where you can notice that he took a long pause before he started to talk about his childhood and what he had been through. And he really still didn't go into a lot of details, but what he did reveal to Shannon Sharpe was that he was abused as a child by his father. And he doesn't go into a lot of details about the altercation, but he talks about, child abuse being a reason why he actually left his home and went to Florida and as a result was homeless and started committing certain types of crimes. All that stemmed from abuse in the home. This man was vulnerable as he sat on that couch with Shannon Sharpe, and that takes a lot of courage. I just want to applaud him once again for, oh my gosh, for just being able to talk about that and for sharing it. It's difficult sometimes to rehash some tragic events that might have happened to you. So I hope that him being able to go on Shannon Sharpe's podcast, really just shedding some light on these important mental health topics, will inspire other people to talk about their traumas and to transcend their traumas. You know, one of the other important things that Katt Williams talked about in this interview was also addiction. There's a point in the interview where he talks about, being homeless in Florida and being able to see and talk to other homeless people and figure out how they got there. And when he talks about that, he's talking about all of these different professionals, all of these different people from different walks of life who succumbed to addiction. He talks about the various drugs that, the people were doing and the people that had got hooked to. And it's just really sad that it's a really sad thing that people's entire lives was ruined just because they got hooked on a substance. But he talks about it, and he learned from that. I think that's one of the bigger points that people need to take away. He was able to learn from different things that he saw. In particular, he was able to learn from addicts. So he didn't make fun of them. He didn't talk down on them when he told the story about the different people that he met that were doing different drugs, that had lost a lot of the different things that were important to them because they were addicted to a substance. Addiction is real. So, once again, it's another thing that I really applaud Katt Williams for talking about. He talked about so much during this interview, but he made sure that he shined a light on these very important mental health topics. And it's important that we continue to talk about the things that are affecting our mental health in the Black and brown communities. It's important that the light gets shine on these different topics because we need help. If you know that there is someone who is struggling, with addiction, with mental health issues, there is a crisis line that is available. 988 is the number that you call. You need help. If you know someone who's having a mental health crisis, 988 is a number that you reach out to. This is Dr. Erica Jones, MD. I'm a board certified family medicine physician. I'm here taking up space, helping you understand different health topics. If there's something that you feel like I missed that you want me to address, put it down in the comments. I'm here for you. Peace.